Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his son's... Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should watch. Huh? You two over there. Is there something I...
He spotted...
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice. Have we... No, we haven't met. But I have no recollection. Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
A puppet? What makes you think that...
Huh?
You were right! The look on his...
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important. Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to...
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more of him.
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I...
That's oddly...
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Then let's return to the city.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you...
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in... But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this.
But I don't... No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me...
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years.
Thank you. All right, done. Thanks for waiting.
What's wrong? Huh?
Hello. I do apologize for this.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So... You say that you're trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plan, but these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past.
I wouldn't call it the past, but I don't like to rely on using terms like this often. But in your case, it seems that... Oh, like a past life. Yes, something far more distant than the past. So...
Okay, I have to ask. Oh, you want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation. If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt, but I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you can't?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even... Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed.
In terms of the outcome alone.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most...
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest...
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met. He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom,
Yes, it's all true. I can even...
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my...
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish.
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to...
Very well.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him...
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face...
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise...
Oh, good point. Given your...
Understood.
Thank you.
This looks like Inazu.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using... These memories will show you the raw truth. But be aware.
Sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
All right.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the...
Is that because this is kind of like...
You could say that, in a sense.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners? No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No. There's someone passed out on... You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Not a scratch. And these fine clothes.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer,
And the rest is history.
in the original version of events. Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are near.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic. The Balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, as the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to me. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had...
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone...
Huh? What
Wow, this is where you were born? It's pretty.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a
What happened to the child?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too. The voices have gone.
Let's keep going.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place.
In the original version of events, the traveler once encountered the balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow.
What do you have to gain from belittling your... Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start.
Surely you're not worried about...
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking. Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that—
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll—
Welcome. I look forward.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a...
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established...
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to... Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had...
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not...
The doctor again?
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the
Let's move on.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and pup? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses them.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, no matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean—
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. Are you sure you want to do that?
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sin... I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain...
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which... You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright? No way!
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end. This is trying my patience. At my command, you shall fall. The wind rises. Bow your head, insignificant pest. Squall Fury. My endless cycle. The wind rises. Squall Fury.
You think you can get away?
Imbecile! Get out of my...
It disappeared.
What did you expect? I'd never lose to...
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to... Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am. You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know...
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This...
Come on. Let's continue this...
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it. After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely...
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people. What you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your—
Indeed.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that
Why would you go to such lengths?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it. Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best help.
I'm glad you're able to think of it, Traveler. In the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma? So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor, and I'll do everything I can to pay it back. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave Some things in this world can never be brought back. And everything that you feel is real and lasting. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can...
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to...
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day,
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you...
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick it up!
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you!
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
No! Paimon only does nicknames! If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Have you got anything? Are you sure? Oh, all right. If...
There! Now you have a name of your...
What about a nickname? Are you done yet? Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one. Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the...
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the... Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see.
Huh? But...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been. What's that look for? Don't make that fake. That day will come. Alright. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, so we can finally go eat?
Thank you both. I hope you will find...
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi...
You mean because everyone...
Yeah! I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect... The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's... Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, all these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final... Life is a story too long to be told. A journey that you must walk to behold.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back. Wow, great! Huh? Look at the vase. Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? But Paimon doesn't remember.
You sound lost and confused. I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, when a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird,
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
history does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is...
The voice has disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary... Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment, Paimon will...